And you take a look at the voting, another clean sweep for Shohei Ohtani. Again, all 4 of his MVP awards are unanimous. Kyle Schwarber nor Juan Soto got any first-place votes. Back here with A's broadcaster Dallas Braden, one of only 24 pitchers in MLB history to throw a perfect game. Dallas, good to be back with you here. And look, we're back singing the same tune, right? Shohei Ohtani, MVP for the 2nd year in a row. It was not a surprise. This was really just a formality.
Yeah, sweet. What's for lunch?
Yep.
That's pretty much how that goes, right? I jokingly said, I don't know that Ohtani could have looked any more disinterested in being on a Zoom call to take in another MVP to the point each and every one of them had been unanimous. It's really not a conversation. And I think I'm still thankful for this. And here's why. Because early on, the question was, well, if Shohei Ohtani is going to hit the way he is, and he's going to perform on the mound the way he is, does that mean he's just going to be the MVP each and every year? That's so unfair. We're not giving anybody else a chance. No. That is fair. And that's what makes him so special, is if you were to have to start from scratch and build your team with the 26 roster spots that are available to you today, you're picking one player and one player only. And everybody knows who that player is. And it's Shohei Ohtani. Simply because he does everything your favorite offensive player does and more. And he does everything your favorite pitcher does and more. It just depends on which perspective you're looking at it from. So with that kind of talent, I think it's one of those things where you do, kind of like with Aaron Judge, you can go argue with a wall if you want, or you probably better serve just appreciating what you are watching. Because anytime the conversation comes up, the name that gets dropped is Babe Ruth, right? Well, he has taken that rearview mirror that Babe Ruth's name pops up in, and he has ripped it off and thrown it away. Because that conversation, we could have had that a few years ago. This is a dude who is rewriting history each and every time he steps onto the baseball field. And there's nobody else that is even close to this kind of class of athlete. He's the greatest baseball talent we have ever seen on a field. He is the most valuable player. He is the most valuable performer in Major League Baseball, not just his team. So I think when you talk about a face of a sport, a face of an entity, and you look at what you're seeing from Shohei Ohtani since he showed up, there's no other name to start the conversation. It's Shohei Ohtani.
Well, you remember in the NLCS, the game that he had to clinch the pennant, 6 scoreless innings, striking out 10, 3 home runs, and then in Game 3 of the World Series, he was on base 9 times in the 18-inning epic that they ultimately won. And look, now he has 2 World Series titles in his first 2 seasons with the Dodgers, and what he has accomplished, it's already, he could retire and be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and it would be unanimous like his MVPs. Dallas, I'm curious, as a former pitcher yourself who threw a perfect game, what do you appreciate the most about Shohei Ohtani?
His ability to bounce back and his ability to compartmentalize performances. We talk a lot about guys who are defenders, position players, who do a good job of separating maybe their lack of production offensively and are still able to go out and make game-saving plays and do a great job of anchoring their team defensively. And for Shohei Ohtani to be able to do those 2 things simultaneously is a huge mental exercise. And he is able to perform and compartmentalize, the best that I think anybody has ever seen. So when you talk about leaning on Shohei's performances in one realm or the other, it doesn't ever feel like you just get a sense of him mailing it in on one side of the baseball because the other side isn't picking it up or he's not performing in that way. And you know, I've said this about Shohei Ohtani, and I said that he knows how good he is, and he has known how good he is for a long time. Let's not forget that this is a man who took the time early on in his life to draw up and forecast his entire baseball career by age, by performance, by accolade, and he's continuing to check those boxes. I said Shohei Ohtani knew exactly what he was doing when he signed with the Anaheim Angels early on. He said, if you believe that Mike Trout is the best that your sport has to offer, I know how I feel about myself. Why don't I just line up and play side by side next to that guy, and we'll let the chips fall where they may, and then you can be the judge after the fact. And here we are talking about 4 unanimous MVPs. Hakeem. 4. Unanimous.
It's incredible. 3 straight MVP awards for Shohei Ohtani. Man, I could talk ball with you all night long. Dallas, Braden, good to be back with you, my friend. Appreciate you jumping on with us and reacting here to the MVPs. And another MVP season for Shohei Ohtani. As you take a look at where this stacks up against the 4 major North American sports. Shohei Ohtani has played 8 seasons of Major League Baseball. Half of them were MVP seasons. The last 2 were World Series winning MVP seasons. Shohei Ohtani, again, in a league of his own, the only player to win the MVP twice in each league.
Remember the line from the movie Jaws? You're going to need a bigger boat. Shohei Ohtani is going to need a bigger trophy case. Since joining the Dodgers, he's now a back-to-back World Series champion, just won his 3rd consecutive MVP, 4th in the last 5 years. 4-time Silver Slugger winner, 5-time All-Star. He won the Rookie of the Year with the Angels in 2018. And yes, he's the reigning NLCS MVP as well. Shohei also established himself as the sole member of the 50-homer, 50-stolen-base club last year. He's the Dodgers' single-season home run leader, 55. He did it this year. When it's all said and done, DB, Shohei Ohtani is going to rewrite a lot of Dodger record books and probably Major League record books as well.
We're going to tell our grandkids about this guy one day. You know how we heard from great-grandparents about Babe Ruth? You know, that's how it's going to be when it comes to Shohei Ohtani, because this is not a once-in-a-generation, a once-in-a-lifetime type of player. And as long as he's pitching, how can you even, as long as he's pitching, how can you even vote for a Kyle Schwarber or anybody else? I mean, that's the difference maker right there.
Yeah, no doubt. And you think about it, when he gets to the tail end of his career, which is obviously a few years away, and he picks one or the other because he probably can't keep doing pitching and hitting, he's going to dominate still. And he may have a little bit of a dip on pitching, so he's a hitter, or vice versa. He's still going to be an MVP candidate every single year based on his production and based on what he's able to do, even at the age of 37, 38, and 39. It's going to be unbelievable.
I don't think he's pitching at 38. His dad wrote him an open letter that he better start thinking about the outfield.
Well, outfield, DH, he could still get that bat in the Dodgers lineup. In other news around the league, awards week has officially come and gone. Here are your top honors in the American League. The Jackie Robinson Rookie of the Year. First baseman Nick Kurtz of the Athletics. No surprise for the Cy Young. Tarek Skubal wins it for the 2nd straight year. And in a very close race for AL MVP, Aaron Judge edges out Cal Raleigh to come out on top. In the National League, Braves catcher Drake Baldwin wins Rookie of the Year. And after winning Rookie of the Year last season, Paul Skeens, unanimous winner for NL Cy Young in 2025. And of course, the MVP goes to Shohei Ohtani. And while Drake Baldwin did win NL Rookie of the Year, Jack Dreyer got a 3rd and 5th place vote for Rookie of the Year. Tim, it's really cool for a guy who maybe surprised some people by making the team out of camp and then had a really good rookie season.
Yeah, you talk about a guy who did everything for the Dodgers this year. Whatever they asked him to be, an opener, a starter, bulk inning guy, come in high leverage situations, Jack Dreyer was able to do it. And this is a guy who's got filthy stuff. He's got a fastball, high 90s, great off-speed pitches, and again, comes into the postseason, real first experience for him in high-pressure October situations. And what does he do in the 3 different series he pitches in? 4 shutout innings, 5 strikeouts in those outings in the postseason. He did everything they asked of him to do and more. And this is a guy, I believe, if they asked him to lengthen out and be a starter because of injuries, that's not going to be his role necessarily. But if he needed to, Jack Dreyer was a starter in the minor leagues. He could go back to being a really good guy to start games.
Where would the Dodgers be without Ben Kasparius and Jack Dreyer the first half of the season? With all the starter injuries and some of the injuries to the bullpen, Jack Dreyer and Ben Kasparius were a huge revelation for the Dodgers to carry not only innings, but be as effective in high leverage situations. And, you know, Jack Dreyer's fastball characteristics, Alex Vesia told me, were very similar to his fastball that rides up in the zone. Alex Vesia actually took Jack Dreyer under his wing. They became catch partners. Not only did they share the same handedness, but they also share a love for chicken quesadillas.
Who doesn't have that
I mean,
love?
come on, let's go. So, I mean, lefties that get along, Jack Dreyer and Alex Vesia, but Jack's been unbelievable, and I know he's been eagerly anticipating the updated Top Series that just came out yesterday, because he finally has his very own baseball card. He's an avid baseball card collector, and now he has his very own. So congratulations, Jack.
He's got a lot of hobbies then. Rubik's Cube,
Yeah.
baseball card collector. Pretty good. This
Next
is a guy
level
who was
thinker like you, Hartung.
undrafted out of the University of Iowa in 2020 and now a big part of the Dodgers bullpen in his rookie season. No doubt that Paul Skeens had a Cy Young caliber year. 32 starts, sub-2 ERA. We also know this is a regular season award, DV, so if you could include the playoffs, Yoshinobu Yamamoto would have won this thing hands down instead of finishing in third place.
It feels like there's a lot of seasons where we talk about having the MVP vote after the World Series is done, and I bet if you took the vote today, Yamamoto would win the Cy Young Award. And in fact, I'm offended that Yamamoto did not come in second place. Maybe the East Coast voters don't stay up late at night to see Yamamoto pitch because he was right there with Christopher Sanchez, and you know, Yamamoto carried the Dodgers and made every single start when guys like Snell and Glasnow and Ohtani were not healthy. And he came 1 out away from a no-hitter. I wonder if he gets that one out
the same.
if the voting is different.
Yeah, this is a guy who I'd rather have him dominate in October and give Skeens the regular season award. I have no problem with that. I do have a fault with the fact that he finished third in the voting. You're right. The guy had a great second half of the season, and unlike his rookie year, he was counted on a lot to make 30 starts, go out there, 200-plus strikeouts. He was another guy. You can throw Clayton Kershaw in there. When they needed him to go out and make a start because of injuries, these two guys went out there and did it. He deserves it.
How do you think the Pirates feel? Their guy wins the Cy Young Award, and then some anonymous teammate comes out the same day and says, Paul Skeens told him he wants to be a Yankee. Hey, congratulations, Pittsburgh.
Well, he's under club control with Pittsburgh Pirates for a while. Hopefully they can hang on to him. Not pictured in the awards full screen was the manager of the year. Pat Murphy, the Brewers, wins it for the second straight year. Certainly had a case, Tim. The most ridiculous thing about this, though, Dave Roberts didn't receive a single vote, not one.
Yeah, this, I believe, is the hatred towards the Dodgers from the rest of baseball, and a little bit of jealousy as well to see what he has to have out there every single day. But this goes back. I feel like we've had this conversation the last few years after the season is over. It's the whole, Pat Riley, Phil Jackson kind of notion. You know, you've got great talent, you just throw the ball out there in the court, and they're going to do their thing. We know that's not the case, certainly with Dave Roberts. What he does to manipulate the egos, necessarily the locker room every single day, and to get the best out of all these guys. I get why he doesn't get the votes, because Pat Murphy, what he did with that talent, building them up, making them what they were in the NL Central, I get it. But still, Dave Roberts, for what he's able to do with the riches and abundances that he has at his fingertips, that's still pretty impressive.
So what you're telling me, every year the Brewers win their division, which is the weakest in the National League, Pat Murphy's going to win the Manager of the Year. Are you serious? Is that going to be the annual right where if the Brewers, get into the postseason, Pat Murphy's the Manager of the Year? My biggest issue is, like John said, Dave Roberts didn't receive a single first place vote. I know the Dodgers have the highest payroll in baseball.
Or a third place vote or a fifth place vote, nothing.
Rob Thompson came in second place. The Phillies have the fourth highest payroll in Major League Baseball. So it's not like Rob Thompson is managing the Sisters of Mercy. I mean, he's got a pretty good roster there. Not to mention, Dave Roberts and managing the Dodgers is a lot more than just managing the 26-man roster. He has to be a showman. He has to deal with, the sponsors that come in to his office 45 minutes before first pitch. He's got celebrities. He's got to manage his relationship with Andrew Friedman and the front office. There's a lot more that goes into managing the Dodgers than managing 26 guys. So, sorry, writers, you got it wrong.
And it's another case, if you had the vote after the postseason, Dave Roberts would get a lot of support for Manager of the Year. Still more to come. Our celebration of Shohei Ohtani winning his third straight MVP continues. Coming up, we'll count down the top 10 plays of the big show in 2025, and cutting it down to 10 was not an easy task. But first, one of the offensive minds behind the Dodgers' success this year, co-hitting coach Aaron Bates joins the show talking Shohei and all things hitting. That's next.
ショウヘイ・オータニがまた一つとんでもない位置に到達しました。通算4度目の MVP 受賞。しかもその4つすべてが満票 MVP、アメリカンリーグとナショナルリーグの両方で2回ずつ、合計初回すべて全回一致。 これはメジャーリーグの長い歴史の中で彼一人だけが持つ称号です。4度の MVP 受賞者はバリー・ボンズと大谷だけ。しかしボンズでさえ視界すべて満票ではない。大谷は本当に自分だけのリーグに入ってしまいました。今季の数字を改めて見てみましょう。打者としては本塁打55本、長打は89本でメジャー全体トップ。得点圏での勝負強さ、長打率、OPS、どれをとっても MVP 級ではなく MVP そのものと言っていいレベルです。そしてこれだけでも十分に歴史級のシーズンなのに、同時に彼は先発投手として14試合に登板し、防御率 2.8 というエース級の数字を残しました。普通ならチームのナンバーワン先発が誇るべき成績を片手間にやっているように見せてしまう。このアンバランスさこそが大谷の異常さを物語っています。ある解説者はこう言いました。もし今ゼロからチームを作るとして、非多16人の枠のうち最初に1人だけ選べと言われたら、全員が翔平大谷を取るだろうと。なぜか彼はあなたの好きな打者ができることは全部できて、さらにそれ以上ができる。同時にあなたの好きなエース投手ができることも全部できて、さらにそれ以上ができる。打撃の視点から見てもな1、投手の視点から見てもな1、どの角度から見ても価値という概念の天井を突き抜けているからです。MVP 投票の結果ももはや議論の余地さえありませんでした。カイル・シュワーバーもフアン・ソトももちろん素晴らしいシーズンを送りました。しかし彼らに1位票は一つも入らない。投票用紙の一番上には全記者が同じ名前を書いたのです。翔平大谷。この瞬間、4度すべて満票という前代未聞の記録が生まれました。そしてこのレギュラーシーズンの数字をただの数字に終わらせなかったのがポストシーズンでのパフォーマンスです。リーグ優勝を決めたブルワーズとのリーグ優勝決定戦。大谷は6回無失点10奪三振、しかも同じ試合で3本のホームランを放つという、もはやゲームの世界でもありえないようなパフォーマンスをやってのけました。さらにワールドシリーズ第3戦の18回に及ぶ死闘では18イニングのうち9回出塁するという出続ける主役ぶり。すでにドジャース移籍後わずか2年でワールドシリーズ連覇と2つのリングを手にしています。大谷のキャリア全体を俯瞰してみると、その異常さはさらに際立ちます。メジャー初シーズンのうち半分の4シーズンが MVP、直近5年で歯科医 MVP、そのうち3年連続ルーキー・オブ・ザ・イヤー、4度のシルバースラッガー、5度のオールスター出場、ナ・リーグ優勝決定シリーズ MVP、そして昨年達成した史上唯一の50本塁打50盗塁クラブ。ドジャースのシーズン本塁打記録もすでに更新し、ドジャースの歴史とメジャーの歴史を同時に書き換えている最中です。ここまで来ると比べられる名前はもう一人しか残っていません。ベーブ・ルース。しかしある元投手はこう言いました。もはやベーブ・ルースの名前がミラーに映ることはない。大谷はそのバックミラーごと引きちぎって捨ててしまったと。以前は二刀流といえばベーブ・ルース、その系譜に大谷がいると語られていました。今は違います。歴史上最高の野球選手は誰かという議論を始めるとき、最初に出てくる名前が翔平大谷になってしまったのです。さらに恐ろしいのは、これが完成形ではないということです。ある解説者は、彼が38歳、39歳になって、どちらか一方、イ打者か投手か入りに専念するとしても、どちらを選んでも MVP 候補であり続けるだろう、と語りました。年齢を重ね、もしマウンドを降りて外野や DH に専念することになったとしても、50本塁打級の打者として MVP レースに残り続ける未来が普通に想像できる。逆に、打撃を少し抑えて先発ローテーションに専念した場合でも、ヤング級のエースとしてリーグの頂点に立ち続ける可能性が高い。どちらか一方だけでも、殿堂入り級、両方やっている今は、歴史の定義そのものを変えている。そういう領域にいる選手です。そして忘れてはいけないのは、数字やタイトルの裏にある中身です。ある元パーフェクトゲーム投手が、大谷の一番すごいところとして挙げたのは、メンタルでした。打撃がうまくいかない日でも、マウンドではエースとしての役割を果たす。投げて打たれた日でも、打席ではチームを勝たせる一打を放つ。どちらか一方で失敗しても、もう一方に引きずられない。パフォーマンスを分けて管理し、切り替え続ける能力は、誰よりも高い、と評価されているのです。今、私たちが見ているのは、一生に一度、ではなく、歴史に一度、の選手なのかもしれません。大谷はすでに、今すぐ引退しても、全会一致の殿堂入りと言われるほどの実績を積み上げています。それでも彼は、毎年新しい記録を更新し続けている。きっといつか、私たちは孫にこう語るでしょう。昔な、 翔平大谷という日本人がいてな。ピッチャーでもバッターでも世界一で MVP を4回全部満票で取ったんだぞ。そのうちの何年かはワールドシリーズも同時に粘っていたんだ。かつて私たちが祖父母からベーブ・ルースの話を聞いたように、次の世代は翔平大谷の話を聞いて育つことになる。その名前はもう単なるスター選手ではありません。それは日本人の可能性そのもの、そして MLB というスポーツの未来の形を体現するたった一人の存在です。